Hi again, friends. As you'll see, I have a human face now. I've decided to go and try and find Solaire to see if he can help me beat the misery that is Ornstein Smo. On this episode 13, lucky for some, maybe I'll do it this time, who knows, I have another question from the lovely Morbid Beard, Josh Crowe, good Twitter boy, good podcast boy, good boy. And it's the second part of his question from the last episode about DLC bosses. This time he's asked me what my least favourite bosses from all of the Souls DLCs are. That's quite a difficult question. I found this a lot harder to think about than the first part. Mainly because a lot of the bosses in the DLCs are good, and the ones that traditionally people don't like, I actually quite enjoy. You've got things like the cats, the invisible pair of cats in the Frozen Ivory, the Ivory King DLC. That everyone seems to hate. I really like that fight because I did the entire of the Ivory, the Frozen Outskirts, Electric Ponyland in one go. Like I got the whole level and those guys done. I was down to my last kind of healing items. I'd run out my sword was broken, I was using a different sword. It was a brilliant fight, you know. I had summons that came with me all the way as well, made it all the way to the boss room. Like I had real good fun with it. So, you know, that sort of fight I genuinely tend to enjoy. The ones that I would say are the worst DLC boss fights are the ones that kind of just leave you like, was that it? That was nothing. I think firstly I'm going to probably have to pick, and these aren't in an order this time because I don't think I can order this as easily as I could have done before. My first pick is probably the Sanctuary Guardian from the Dark Souls 1 Artorias of the Abyss DLC. It's the Griffin type Manticore deal. Summon you. Yes, please. Okay. Well, fine. Alright. Alright, we're just going to go. We're just going to go. Solaire can join me in the boss room. Oh, fuck me. See, this is what I was worried about, actually getting to summon him. So you come to the DLC, you walk down a small corridor made of grass, and you come into a big open room with a lightning thing, and the lightning's on. You're in a pond, and the lightning explodes around the pond and hurts you as well. It just wasn't that interesting, you know. I've played boss fights that are far more interesting and more fun than that, and it just didn't do a hell of a lot for me, you know. What am I doing? Reverse hollowing. There we go. Just didn't do an awful lot for me. It was a big white lion, and it did lightning, and it had a tail, and I fought manticores in loads of different games. Souls bosses have always been, you know, interesting to look at. You know, they've always been something unique, and the Sanctuary Guardian, you know, I've seen that monster 1,000 times. You know, I've read old fantasy books. I've got Death Trap Dungeon. You know, I've got fighting fantasy books. That was in my book 20 years ago, and I know that these games were inspired by those things, but it just felt a little bit too on the nose for me. So the Sanctuary Guardian is probably one of my 3 that I dislike the most. God, what next? God, they're all decent fights, you know, though. I mean, I didn't really have too many problems with any of the DLC fights in 2. I found them all quite fun. Even the ones that were hard, I found fun. If I had to pick one from... Because Bloodborne, all the fights are great. I even like the Living Failures in Bloodborne. I found that quite a fun, silly fight. If I had to pick one, let me just get the wikis up again and have a quick look on Dark Souls 2. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, alright, fine. Okay, here's an easy option. The Gank Squad in Dark Souls 2 DLC. The Gank Squad that you find in the Sunken King fight, which is the Havel Knight, the hunter, and I think there's a soldier as well. It's just, you've been invaded by 3 people with boss health bars. That's the whole deal. Here we go. I don't find that particularly interesting, and I think doing it as a solo player, you know, trying to bang through by yourself. Oh my word. Summon Solaire. Get that. Move. I'm just gonna run for the boss. Okay, here we go. I don't find it particularly interesting just to fight dudes. If they were sort of dudes with... I wonder if Solaire will come in with me. due to something interesting going on, like a mechanic like you've not seen before or something, then fair enough, you know. But they were just common or garden dudes, you know. Didn't do anything different, didn't do anything interesting, and I think the biggest crime you can do as a Souls boss fight is to be boring, you know. All right, fine. Solaire. Whenever you... Oh, is he fighting the knights outside? He is, isn't he? Yep, that was my own fault. I made that intentionally harder by not dealing with what's outside first. Fine. Alright, fine. Fine. I know you get a slab, I think, and some good upgrade materials out of them, but... I don't know, man. They're just boring, you know? And the arena you fight them in is all twisty-turny, but not in what I'd consider a good way. Fuck me, I'm going to get through these twin humanities, aren't I? It's a bit twisty-turny, but not in a way that I find satisfying or interesting. You know, frequently I'd fall off the ledges, and to actually beat the fight on your own, or with, you know, a summon or two, is basically you run around in circles and coat them out, and if you get one of them on their own, have a pop. If there's two of them, depending which two it is, have a pop. If there's three of them, you run away. And I just don't find that as fulfilling or interesting as any of the other boss fights and any of the DLCs. Even, like I say, the cat fights, the invisible cats. I thought they were fun. Ilana the Squalid Queen, who summons up the Velstad. Cool idea. The Slumbering Dragon, brilliant. Fume Knight, brilliant. Even the Smelter Demon, even the Blue Smelter Demon. While he is just a reskin of the Smelter Demon, I've always had problems with the Smelter Demon. And having to fight him again was like sobering, and, you know, like, oh yeah, it's on again. It's you versus him again, and I like that. So the last one I'm going to pick, again, this isn't really any order. I think, God, it's got to be from the new DLC, isn't it? From Ashes of Ariandel. It's got to be the Champion Gravetender and the Wolf that you find down in the frozen arena at the bottom, because it does that most heinous of things, which Dark Souls 3 does a lot, which is referencing a thing, but not in a meaningful, interesting way. It's just like, hey, do you remember Sif? Do you remember Artorias? Well, yeah, this is what's happening. We're doing this again. The actual fight itself is not bad, but boring, I'd say, and I've always said, like, boring is a worse crime than difficult, and it's just incredibly unsatisfying, you know, to have to, like, know what's coming, like, oh, here comes a wolf, oh, it's not Sif, oh, good. And I don't think, you know, I think Dark Souls 3 suffers this problem where it leans so very heavily on Dark Souls 1, alright, that it ends up clipping its own wings a little bit. Come on, Solaire. Come on, Solaire. The other two aren't coming, are they? It leans so heavily on Dark Souls 1 that it's not interesting to just, you know, do homages in that way. It's intellectually void. Come on, Solaire. Stop rolling. Come on, dude. Me and you. Me and you. Me and you. Me and you. There's my boy, there's my boy, there's my boy. Come on, come on, me and you. No, 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 come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. Can't see you. Solly. Solly. Well. Fine, alright, we're fighting these guys first. I can do a pretty good hit on them, but... See, this is the fucking problem with bringing Solaire when you're trying to rush it, is that he won't rush it. If this was an NPC right now, I'd be fine. Oh. Oh. Sorry, if this was a human player now, I'd be fine. I wonder if I just go now, will he follow me? Fuck it. Come on, Solaire. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. If I stay here... Is he through? Is he through? He's through! Okay. Right, I'm going to stop talking about bosses for a minute because this is the best chance I've had for a while. Go on, distract. Distract. So I can take on Fat Boy. I want to take Fat Boy. Oh god, he's not going to last. He's not going to last. He's not going to last. Come on. Come on, do your stomp. Do your stomp. Go on, my son. Oh, no, no, no. Is that it? Ooh! Solly. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. You're better than this. Here's something one of you could tell me. Ooh! Yeah, okay, fair enough. Do bosses, or do summons, should I say, do their stats change if you summon them? Like, if I summoned Solaire and I was level 100, would he be stronger than when I'm summoning at level 1? Is that a thing that happens? I don't know. Fuck. Crap. Alright. Okay. Well, I'm gonna probably call that episode there, I think, because we've been going for about 11 minutes. And I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm getting it. I'm getting there now. I'm gonna yeah. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. I know I've got a few more questions to get through, and I will get to them in due time. But for now, thank you all for watching. This has been super fun. My name's Paddy. You know that. Thanks for coming. See you in a couple of days, eh? Toodles!